Hello, this is Jim Michaels with the Hickory Heights Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee. I'd like to share with you just a short message from the Bible today. Do you realize that the most important thing that any of us can do in life, and that is to be servants of our God? In Luke, the 10th chapter, I want us to notice something that's said in verses 38 through verses 42. As we read this story, the city or the village that he comes to is in Bethany. We learned that from John 11 in verses 1. But I want you to notice in verse 38 it says, "And it happened as they went that he entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, 'Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore tell her to help me.' And Jesus answered and said to her, 'Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part which will not be taken from her.'" Now think about that. Was what Martha doing, was that wrong? No, it wasn't wrong. It's just the fact that the choice that Mary made was the best choice that she possibly could make. She sat at the feet of Jesus, and she wanted to listen to what he had to say. She wanted to listen to his words. And it's just like you and I today. There's a lot of things that we may choose to do in life. And the things that we may choose are not bad things within themselves, but they're not the best things that we could choose to do. The best things that you and I can choose to do is to study the Bible and to believe the Bible and to submit ourselves to the Bible, to follow the instructions that the Lord has given us to do, and to faithfully love and serve him. And make sure that we always put him first and foremost in our life. Nothing is more important than sitting at the feet of Jesus and listening to what he has to say to us, and then making application of those principles in our lives, and so that we can be the very best people that we can possibly be. In Matthew, the 25th chapter, when the nations would be gathered together and each one will give an account of how they have lived and led their lives, there's a man that had 5 talents, a man that had 2, and a man that had 1. The man that had 5 talents, he appeared before the Lord, and he had gained 5 others. And the Lord said to him, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant." See, that was the most important thing that he could have done, is to use his talents and abilities to honor and to glorify God. Same thing is said in verses 23 of the man that had 2 talents. The man that had 1 hid his, and he was condemned. He was called a wicked and lazy servant. Use your talents and honor and glorify God. Faithfully love and serve him. Thank you for listening.